Part 1. Echoes in the Cosmic Abyss. The stars streamed past the viewport like long trails of diamond dust, and my mind drifted as fast as the ship's warp drive. Out here, in the biting cold of the void, there's little to keep you tethered except the buzzing systems of this rickety old freighter, the emphasis Starbound Jester. I leaned back against my chair, the worn leather complaining under my weight. "Captain," a voice crackled over the intercom, punctuated by the faint fizz of static. It was Vi, our ship's AI, an occasional source of inadvertent humor. "We're coming up on the derelict zone. Instruments are picking up some unusual readings." Unusual readings. Out here, that usually meant trouble, or treasure, sometimes both. My heart beat a little faster, and I felt the familiar tickle of adrenaline. "Copy that, Vi," I replied, brushing off the chill creeping up my spine. "Bring us out of warp. Let's see what the old lady's picked up this time." The ship shuddered as it slipped from faster-than-light travel back into the languid pace of real space. The stars resumed their familiar twinkle, and there it was. A vast, looming structure, floating amidst a swarm of smaller, jagged wrecks. A gargantuan alien megastructure, half hidden in shadows and cosmic dust. Its surface was a patchwork of unfamiliar glyphs, glowing faintly with an eerie green luminescence. "By the void," I muttered under my breath. "V, any idea what we're looking at?" "Negative, Captain. No matches in the database," Vi replied, sounding almost apologetic. I couldn't help but chuckle. Of course there aren't. That was the kind of luck we'd been having. I turned to the viewport, trying to piece together the puzzle in front of me. It wasn't every day you stumbled across something like this. This was new, uncharted territory, possibly untouched by human hands. "Captain, I've detected a faint energy signature." "It's fluctuating," Vi added, a hint of concern creeping into its usually calm voice. I frowned. Fluctuating energy signatures were rarely a good sign. It meant something was still alive or active on that station. "Prepare the shuttle," I ordered. "We're going in." Marlowe, our engineer, poked his head around the doorway, his eyes wide with excitement. "Did I hear something about a shuttle mission? Or are my ears just playing tricks on me?" "You're not that lucky, Marlowe. Suit up, we're heading over there," I replied with a grin. He gave a mock salute. "Aye, aye, Captain." His enthusiasm was infectious, and I couldn't deny it, added a spark to the otherwise routine day. We suited up in the cramped confines of the shuttle bay, our breath fogging the visors. As the shuttle's hatch sealed shut, I felt the familiar hum of its engines vibrate through my bones. A glance at Marlowe told me all I needed to know. The man was practically bouncing with anticipation. The journey to the megastructure was short, marked by the silence of space and the distant glimmer of starlight. As we approached, the sense of scale was overwhelming. The structure was immense, dwarfing the shuttle. We found a docking port, its surface scored and worn, a testament to untold eons adrift in the void. "V, keep an eye on the systems," I instructed as the shuttle docked with a clang. "If anything goes wrong, you're our ticket home." "Understood, Captain," Vi replied, with what I imagined was a digital nod. The airlock opened with a hiss, the silence of the derelict station enveloping us. The interior was vast and cavernous, illuminated by the same phosphorescent glyphs we had seen on the exterior. They cast long shadows, creating a landscape of light and dark. "I'm not liking this," Marlowe muttered, glancing around warily. "Stick close," I said, trying to ignore the feeling of being watched. "Let's find out what's drawing power here." As we moved deeper into the station, the silence grew oppressive. Our footsteps echoed in the emptiness, a constant reminder of how alone we were. It was shaping up to be just another mystery, until we stumbled upon the unexpected. A door, unlike the others, was ajar, its edges glowing with that same ghostly light. Marlowe and I exchanged a glance. "This feels like a bad idea," he murmured, but we both knew we had to see what was inside. Pushing the door open, we found ourselves in a chamber filled with strange crystalline structures. They pulsed with energy, and at their center, something shifted. It was alien, unquestionably so, with a body of ever-changing hues and textures. It looked at us, or through us. I couldn't be sure, but there was intelligence there, profound and ancient. "Well, this is new," I whispered, trying to keep the awe from my voice. The alien spoke, not with words, but with a melody that resonated inside my head. It offered images, emotions, and a choice, a connection to the station's core, a chance to understand its secrets, but at a cost. Marlowe looked at me, concern etched on his face. "You okay, Cap? You look like you've seen a ghost." I shook my head, the decision heavy on my shoulders. "No ghosts here, just decisions." Suddenly, the station shuddered. An alarm? The blinking lights around us suggested the station had sprung to life, awakened by our presence. The stakes had just been raised. "We need to move," I said, urgency replacing hesitation. We ran, the station's corridors a blur as they shifted and reconfigured around us. Breathless, we made it back to the shuttle, the door sealing with a reassuring thud. As we undocked, the station loomed behind us, a sleeping giant in the sea of stars. "Vi, get us out of here," I commanded, heart pounding. We sped away, the vast structure slowly diminishing. Back on the Starbound Jester, I collapsed into my seat, the weight of the decision lingering. The universe had secrets, vast and unfathomable, but in seeking them, I'd been reminded that choices carried their own gravity. Some choices, once made, could not be undone. Marlowe sat opposite me, a grin breaking through the tension. "Well, Captain, that was one hell of a welcoming committee." I laughed, the tension easing. "Next time, how about we just bring a fruit basket?" As we drifted once more into the starry embrace of the void, I couldn't help but wonder, what lay beyond this cosmic tapestry? And what other choices awaited just out of reach? Part 2. The Shadow of Forgotten Echoes. The universe has a funny way of reminding you you're just a speck in its grand design. As we cruised away from the alien megastructure, the Starbound Jester's engines hummed a familiar, comforting rhythm. But my mind was miles away, lost in the vastness of what we'd stumbled upon. Our brush with the unknown lingered like cosmic dust on a starship's hull. Marlowe was recounting our adventure to V, his voice animated. "You should have seen it, Vi. It was like stepping into a cathedral built by the damned, or at least a very enthusiastic cult of interior designers." "Noted," Vi responded, a touch of dry humor inflecting its synthesized voice. "Should we mark it as a potential tourist destination?" I chuckled, the tension easing. "Only if we're offering one-way tickets." But the jest couldn't fully dispel the weight on my shoulders. The alien's offer, to connect to the station's core, played on repeat in my mind, a melody I'd never quite grasp. A chance to understand, to possess knowledge beyond human reach. Yet, I hadn't taken it. Not yet. I was still mulling over this when Marlowe called me over to the comms array. "Cap, there's something you need to hear," he said, his expression shifting to one of concern. The static-filled transmission crackled through the speakers, a mishmash of distress calls and garbled words. But beneath the noise, there was a signal, a voice calling out. "This is the freighter Aurora Gale. We require assistance. Coordinates transmitting now." The voice was repetitive, like a broken record player in the void, and it chilled me. Freighters weren't uncommon out here, but their calls for help usually reached someone before long. The silence around this one was unsettling. "Vi, get those coordinates up," I ordered, a sense of urgency creeping in. "Coordinates received," V confirmed, the ship's navigation systems flickering to life. "We're 2 jumps away." "Let's not keep them waiting," Marlowe said, his hands already moving to the controls. The emphasis Starbound Jester slipped back into warp, the universe stretching around us. Each jump brought us closer to the unknown, the anticipation a palpable thread between us. We arrived at the coordinates to find an expanse of debris, shrapnel dancing lazily amidst the stars. and within that graveyard of twisted metal lay the emphasis Aurora Gale. Her once proud hull was breached and scarred, engine lights flickering like dying fireflies. "Looks like she went through hell," Marlowe murmured, eyes scanning the view. "V, scan for life signs," I instructed, a knot forming in my stomach. The odds of finding survivors seemed slim. "Scanning." Vi's voice was calm, almost soothing. "Life signs detected. Multiple life pods have been jettisoned, awaiting further instructions." The relief was immediate, a wave crashing over the tension. "All right, let's bring them in." Marlowe and I suited up, the airlock door yawning open to the cosmos. As we maneuvered the small craft towards the pods, I couldn't shake the feeling of déjà vu. Another rescue, another broken ship left adrift in the aftershock of calamity. We gathered the pods, their surfaces pitted and burnt. As we ferried them back to the emphasis Starbound Jester, I couldn't help but wonder how many stories were caught in this web of wreckage. Once aboard, the pods opened with a hiss, and their occupants emerged one by one. Faces marked by fear and exhaustion, yet there was resilience too. Among them was their captain, a grizzled veteran with eyes that had seen too much. "Thank the stars," she breathed, shaking my hand with surprising strength. "Captain Rhea of the Aurora Gale, we were beginning to think no one would find us." "Captain," I nodded. "What happened out there?" Rhea's expression darkened. "Pirates. They hit us hard, stripped what they could, left us for dead." Her words hung in the air like the silence after a gunshot. This sector had been dangerous for a while, but the audacity of pirates so deep into the void was troubling. "You're safe now," I assured her. "We'll get you to the nearest station." Rhea nodded gratefully, but her eyes held a fire that spoke of vengeance. "We weren't the first, you know. They've been preying on ships for weeks." That revelation was a gut punch. More lives lost, more tales cut short by greed. Yet, within that darkness, an ember of opportunity flickered, a chance to make a difference, to turn the tide. The journey to the station was a quiet one, marked by solemn faces and whispered conversations. I found myself at the viewport once more, watching the stars drift by, each one a beacon of hope or peril. Marlowe joined me, breaking the silence. "Thinking about the megastructure, Cap?" he asked, his voice laced with curiosity. "And the pirates," I replied. "It's like the universe is throwing us challenges, daring us to step up." "Ain't that the truth?" Marlowe chuckled dryly. "But hey, at least it's never boring." I smiled, the weight on my shoulders a little lighter. "No, it's not, and with you by my side, I know we can face whatever comes next." As we approached the station, its lights shining like a celestial harbor, I felt a newfound resolve. The universe was vast, its mysteries endless. But with every turn, every choice, we shaped our path, forging on into the unknown. And as the emphasis Starbound Jester docked, a sense of purpose settled over me. The echoes of forgotten voices still lingered, but now they carried a promise of discovery, of justice, and of courage, ready to be fulfilled. Part 3. Ripples across the cosmic veil. The station loomed ahead, its metallic skeleton a beacon of refuge amidst the void. As we docked, I felt a strange mix of anticipation and unease. The freighter's survivors, now our temporary passengers, had brought an undercurrent of unfinished business, and I could feel its weight. Captain Rhea stood beside me, her posture taut. "Whatever you're planning," she said, her voice low, "count me in. Those pirates have taken too much." Her resolve was as hard as the steel beneath our feet, and it sparked something within me. "We'll see what we can do once we've resupplied," I replied, the seed of a plan forming. Marlowe shrugged off his harness, his eyes meeting mine with an unspoken question. I gave a slight nod. He grinned, the hint of mischief an unspoken promise of action. The station's airlock opened with a hiss, and we stepped into the bustling corridor. Merchants haggled over exotic wares, travelers swapped stories of far-off stars, and somewhere in the mix, the hum of possibility was stronger than ever. I needed information, and I knew just the place. The emphasis, Whispers Alehouse, a hub for those seeking the whispers of the stars, or just a decent drink. Rhea insisted on joining us, her eyes reflecting a hardened determination that dared anyone to question her presence. Inside, the alehouse was a cacophony of sound, the clatter of glasses and low murmur of conversations providing a soundtrack to the gathering storm. We settled into a booth, the dim light casting long shadows, and Marlowe ordered a round of something that smelled like it could strip paint. To new alliances, Marlowe toasted, raising his glass with a roguish grin. Rhea smirked, her glass clinking against ours. And to old debts, she added, her gaze drifting to a corner booth where a familiar face sat alone. It was a contact of hers, a scoundrel with a penchant for trouble and an ear to the ground. I leaned back, trying to blend into the background as Rhea approached her contact. Their conversation was a low hum, but the tension in her shoulders told me all I needed to know. Something was afoot, something bigger than we'd anticipated. When Rhea returned, her expression was serious. My contact says the pirates have been getting help from someone on the inside. Someone with access to star charts and routes. The implications were staggering. Betrayal, conspiracy, and the game was changing fast. Do we have a name? I asked, my mind racing. Rhea nodded. Just a code name, Veilborne. But it's enough to start with. The rest of our stay on the station was a blur of logistics, resupplying, and hushed conversations. I set Marlowe to tap the station's net, fishing for any mention of the Veilborne, while Rhea and I worked through the rumours and half-truths floating around the owl house. As we prepped to leave, a station official approached us. "Captain, a message for you," he said, handing over a datapad. The message was short, cryptic, a set of coordinates and a time. No sender, no hint of what it meant. "Think it's legit?" Marlowe asked, peering over my shoulder. "We won't know until we check it out," I replied, the itch of curiosity too strong to ignore. Let's get back to the Jester. Back aboard the emphasis Starbound Jester, we plotted a course for the coordinates. Rhea stayed on, her presence a reminder of the stakes. "This could be a trap," she warned, but there was a glint of eagerness in her eyes, the thrill of the unknown. "Trap or treasure, we're committed now," I replied, feeling the familiar pull of adventure. The engines roared to life, and we slipped once more into the embrace of the stars. The journey was tense, each jump bringing us closer to the mystery. The coordinates led us to an uncharted nebula, its swirls of gas and dust glowing with an otherworldly light. And there, hidden within its depths, was the source of the signal, an ancient vessel, unlike anything we'd seen before. "By the void," Marlowe breathed, his eyes wide with awe. The ship was massive, its design alien yet strangely elegant. Its hull was etched with the same glyphs as the megastructure, pulsing softly in the nebula's light. "Looks like we've found our next breadcrumb," I said, my voice a mix of wonder and trepidation. The ship, a relic from another time, held secrets within its walls. And I felt the echo of what we'd encountered on the megastructure, an offer, a choice, tethered to this place. We docked, the airlock opening with a whisper of anticipation. As we stepped aboard, the ship's corridors were a maze of shadows and light, their paths leading deeper into the heart of the mystery. In the silence, I felt it again. The presence, the awareness. A thread linking us to something vast and unfathomable. And within that connection, a revelation. The Veilborne's treachery was not of simple greed, but a search for something far greater. A key to unlocking the universe itself. The stakes had never been higher. With every step, every decision, we crept closer to that hidden truth. And whatever awaited at the journey's end, I knew we had to see it through. Together. As we delved deeper, the ship seemed to breathe with us, the hum of its ancient systems a song of stardust and echoes. The path was uncertain, but our resolve was clear. We were part of this cosmic tapestry now, and the universe was waiting to see the story unfold. Part 4. The Veil's Unraveling. The alien vessel was a labyrinth of forgotten pathways and dormant wonder. We moved with care, every echo a reminder of our solitude in its vast expanse. The glyphs on the walls felt alive, their glow a guiding light through the dim corridors. Rhea led the way, her instincts honed by years of navigating the unpredictable. Marlowe trailed behind, his enthusiasm barely contained. I brought up the rear, my mind a whirlwind of thoughts, piecing together fragments of a puzzle far bigger than we'd imagined. Suddenly the ship's systems flickered to life, a low hum resonating through the structure. Rhea paused, her eyes narrowing. "Something's waking up," she whispered, a mixture of awe and caution in her voice. We followed the sound to a chamber larger than any we'd encountered, its ceiling stretching into shadow. At its center stood a console, an intricate array of symbols and controls humming with dormant energy. Marlowe approached it with the reverence of a historian, uncovering a legendary artifact. "Think you can make sense of any of this?" I asked, my tone a blend of skepticism and hope. Rhea chuckled softly. "Leave it to the tech whisperer. He'll have it singing in no time." With deft fingers, Marlowe began to interact with the console, intuition guiding him through the alien interface. The room responded in kind, lights dancing across the walls, casting our shadows like watchful guardians. As Marlowe worked, Rhea and I examined the surrounding engravings, their meanings just out of reach. "This ship," Rhea mused, tracing a line of glyphs, "it's more than a vessel. It's a gateway." "A gateway?" I echoed, intrigued by the notion. "To where?" "Possibly anywhere," she replied, her voice tinged with wonder. "Or anywhen." The implications were staggering. Time folding upon itself like an origami universe. But before we could explore the thought further, a soft chime interrupted us. Marlowe pulled back from the console, grinning triumphantly. "I found something," he announced. "A message, stored in a language we can understand." The message played, a voice aged beyond time, yet unmistakably clear. It spoke of a gathering, a coalition of minds from across the stars united in purpose. Guardians of knowledge, keepers of the cosmic continuum. The Veilborne. The revelation was profound. This ship wasn't just a relic, it was a beacon, a calling card for those who sought the universe's deepest secrets. And the pirates? They were merely pawns, manipulated by a greater force. Rhea's eyes locked onto mine, clarity and determination in equal measure. "We have to warn others," she said. "If the Veilborne are active, they could destabilize everything." I nodded, heart racing with the urgency of our mission. We had to act swiftly before the ghosts of the past unraveled the tapestry of the present. As we prepared to leave, the ship shuddered, an awakening deep within its core. Marlowe's eyes widened. Captain, we're not alone anymore." From the shadows emerged figures, vaguely humanoid, yet undeniably alien. Their bodies shimmered with the colors of the nebula outside, eyes reflecting the infinite expanse. They communicated not with words, but through a resonance that filled the room, a symphony of thoughts and intentions. Their message was clear. They were the lost custodians of the ship, and they demanded an explanation for our presence. Rhea stepped forward, her hands raised in a gesture of peace. "We mean no harm," she conveyed through thought, her sincerity shining through. "We seek to prevent catastrophe." The aliens deliberated, their decision swift. A shared vision flooded our consciousness, a memory from the ship's past, a betrayal that had fragmented their unity, scattering them across the stars. The alliance with the Veilborne was not a simple transaction, but a desperate act to reclaim lost honor. A misunderstanding that had spiraled into chaos. Understanding washed over us, and I nodded. "We'll help," I promised. "Together, we can make things right." The aliens seemed to accept this, their forms shifting to guide us back to our ship. As we returned to the Starbound Jester, the weight of the universe settling upon us, a truce had been established, a fragile hope forged in the starlight. The journey back to known space was filled with quiet reflection. the scope of our task now clear. The Veilborne were still out there, their influence an unpredictable storm. But we weren't alone. We had allies, new and ancient. As we moved through the stars, Rhea caught my gaze, a quiet confidence in her eyes. "We've got a lot of work ahead," she said, her smile a beacon in the vast dark. "Wouldn't have it any other way," I replied, my resolve firm. The universe expanded before us, a canvas of possibility and peril. It was time to paint our mark across its infinite reaches, a story unfolding with every breath. And as we soared into the cosmic sea, the threads of destiny intertwined, a tapestry of war and peace, of endings and beginnings, awaiting its moment to be woven into history. Part 5. Convergence of Starlit Paths. The corridors of the emphasis Starbound Jester hummed with anticipation as we approached the edge of known space. The coordinates given to us by the alien custodians, etched in the ship's nav console, glowed with an ethereal promise. The Veilborne's shadow loomed large, and we were on the precipice of unraveling their plans. Rhea stood beside me on the bridge, a silent storm of thought in her eyes. Marlowe was at the helm, his fingers flying over the controls with an ease born of necessity. "This is it," he said, the understatement laced with a thrill he couldn't quite hide. The ship eased into the void, slipping through layers of reality, each jump a heartbeat closer to our destination. The vastness of space crowded in on us, an ocean of stars and whispers, all leading to a point of convergence. Our target was a forgotten station, a relic of an age when exploration was marked by daring leaps into the unknown. Its silhouette emerged from the darkness like a titan awakening from slumber. Its design mirrored the ancient vessel we had left behind, a testament to the architect's singular vision. "Looks like it's seen better days," Rhea remarked, a hint of nostalgia in her tone. "Let's hope it's still got a few tricks left," I replied, steering us into position. The docking process was smooth, the station's systems responding to our presence as if recognizing a kindred spirit. We disembarked, the metallic clang of our boots a familiar symphony against the station's aging hull. Inside, the air was heavy with history, the ghosts of past endeavors lingering in every corner. We moved with purpose, guided by the glyphs that whispered direction, leading us to the station's core. Marlowe's voice crackled over the comms, a thread of urgency pulling us forward. "Captain, I've accessed the mainframe. The station's inner workings are still operational, and it looks like we've awakened something." Rhea shot me a sidelong glance, her expression a mix of excitement and apprehension. "This place feels alive," she noted, as the rhythmic pulse of the station's heart brought its machinery to life. Ahead, a doorway opened, revealing a chamber bathed in soft light. Its walls were lined with interfaces, each telling tales of stars and civilizations long forgotten. We approached cautiously, the air charged with possibilities. A console flickered, displaying a series of symbols that resolved into a coherent structure, a star map, detailing routes and coordinates beyond the grasp of ordinary navigation. A treasure map of the cosmos. "Looks like we've struck gold," Marlowe commented, awe in his voice as he joined us. But before we could delve deeper, the station shuddered, an alarm blaring with urgency. Rhea's eyes widened in alarm. "Something's approaching," she warned, her voice cutting through the din. The comms crackled again, this time with an unfamiliar voice. "This is Captain Alton of the Veilborne. Stand down and prepare for boarding." The words were a cold splash of reality. We had been found, and our adversaries were closing in. "No time for subtlety," I declared, urgency sharpening my decisions. "Marlowe, prepare for immediate undocking. Rhea, with me." We sprinted back towards the ship, the station's lights flashing warnings in a staccato rhythm. The pursuit was palpable, an electric tension that sparked the air. Back on the emphasis Starbound Jester, Marlowe punched the controls, the ship springing to life with a defiant roar. Rhea and I strapped in, adrenaline cutting through the fear like a blade. As we disengaged from the station, a Veilborne frigate emerged from the shadows, its weapons glinting ominously in the starlight. "Evasive maneuvers," I shouted, the command a rallying cry. The chase was on, the vastness of space our battlefield. The frigate's fire blazed around us, a deadly dance of light and shadow. Marlowe's genius kept us a step ahead, his maneuvers weaving through the chaos like a magician. Rhea worked the ship's systems, coordinating countermeasures with precision. "They're trying to disable us, not destroy us," she observed, her voice tinged with understanding. "They want what we have," I replied, the realization hardening my resolve. With the station disappearing behind us, we veered into an asteroid field, the rocky giants a treacherous shield. The Veilborne frigate pursued, its captain relentless. Amidst the tumbling void, we found our opening. Marlowe executed a daring maneuver, swinging us around a massive asteroid's blind side, the frigate's sensors scrambling to keep up. "Now!" I urged, and Rhea fired the ship's thrusters, propelling us through the narrow gap with a burst of speed. The frigate hesitated, its bulky form struggling to follow. The moment of opportunity was fleeting, but it was enough. We burst free of the field, the pursuing ship left floundering in our wake. Exhilaration mingled with relief as we pulled away, the stars welcoming us back into their fold. Rhea exhaled slowly, her smile a beacon against the recent darkness. "That was too close," she admitted, but her eyes sparkled with the thrill of victory. "Just another day in the void," Marlowe quipped, his grin infectious. Our path was clear, the way forward lit by the star map's promise. The Veilborne had been thwarted, but their pursuit was far from over. As we set course for the coordinates, the universe stretched out before us. Infinite paths, infinite possibilities, and we were ready to chase them all. With allies old and new, with mysteries to unravel and truths to uncover, we navigated the endless sea of stars, leaving our mark on the great cosmic canvas. Our story, a beacon of hope and defiance, continued to unfold, serenaded by the distant echoes of what had been and what might still be. Part 6. Through the Echoes of Time. As the emphasis Starbound Jester eased into the quiet expanse of the Laminar sector, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were navigating not just space, but threads of a history long forgotten. The coordinates from the alien vessel had led us here, a region known for its isolation and peculiar phenomena. The stars around us shimmered like ancient storytellers, each with secrets to share. If only we could decipher their language. Marlowe was at the helm, his focus unwavering. Rhea stood beside me, arms crossed, studying the readouts. "This sector gives me the creeps," she admitted, though her eyes were sharp with curiosity. "It'll take more than stellar spooks to scare us off," Marlowe quipped, flashing a grin that held more bravado than certainty. The nav console pinged, drawing our attention. A massive anomaly lay ahead, a cosmic whirlpool of light and shadow. It was a temporal vortex, rare and unpredictable, rumored to twist time and space at its whim. The veins of deep blue and gold coalescing at its core were mesmerizing, a siren's song to the weary traveler. "Is that what I think it is?" Rhea asked, her tone a mix of awe and caution. "Aye," I confirmed, my eyes locked on the swirling spectacle. "And it's right where the map wants us to go." The reality of the situation settled over us. Crossing the vortex meant venturing into the unknown. But the Veilborne were still out there, and this was our chance to stay ahead of them. "Let's not keep it waiting," I decided, the thrill of the chase trumping apprehension. Marlowe adjusted our course, the emphasis Starbound Jester, plunging into the vortex with a grace that belied its bulk. The ship shuddered, the fabric of time and space stretching thin as we were drawn into its depths. The world around us dissolved, replaced by a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations. Time fractured, splintering into moments that darted past like startled birds. I felt disconnected from myself, yet acutely aware, riding the currents of the temporal sea. Then, with a sudden clarity, we emerged. the vortex releasing us into a space unlike any we'd known. The stars here were ancient sentinels, their light a tapestry of epochs. "Looks like we made it through in one piece," Marlowe announced, relief mingling with wonder. Our arrival had not gone unnoticed. A structure loomed in the distance, suspended in the ether like a cathedral carved from stardust and dreams. Its architecture was familiar, echoing the design of the ship and the station. This was a sanctuary, a repository of knowledge hidden within the currents of time. We approached with reverence, docking with the precision of a practiced navigator. The airlock opened onto a chamber filled with artifacts and devices, each humming with the resonance of forgotten eras. Rhea and I explored the space, our footsteps accompanied by the soft hum of the past. There were relics from civilizations long gone, their secrets encoded in materials that defied understanding. It was a treasury of wisdom, a library stretching beyond the confines of linear time. As we delved deeper, a holographic interface activated, its light coalescing into a figure. The apparition was an amalgamation of forms, both alien and familiar, its presence filling the room with a sense of gravitas. "You have come seeking answers," it intoned, its voice resonating through the chamber like a melody of stars. I nodded, captivated by the being's ethereal presence. "We want to stop the Veilborne," I said, feeling the weight of our quest more acutely than ever. The hologram flickered, its form shifting to reveal glimpses of history, the rise and fall of empires, the delicate balance of cosmic forces. "The Veilborne seek to control the threads of time, to rewrite the universe in their image," it warned, a storm of luminous data surrounding us. Marlowe's voice was a tether to the present. "This place is incredible," he marveled, awe lacing his words. "But how can we fight an enemy that can manipulate time itself?" "By understanding the past, you shape the future," the apparition replied, its gaze piercing yet gentle. "The knowledge here is a beacon, a map to guide your journey. Protect it, and it will protect you." The revelations were a beacon in the darkness. Armed with this insight, we returned to the Starbound Jester, each of us carrying a fragment of newfound resolve. As we left the sanctuary, the vortex loomed once more, its presence a reminder that our path was far from over. Crossing it again would blur the lines of time, but we were ready. Back in the familiar embrace of the vortex, the ship sailed through the currents, bound for edges unknown. The past whispered its secrets, and the future awaited like an uncharted star. As we emerged once more into the laminar sector, our course was set. The tapestry of time had shown us its threads, and we would weave them into a defense against the approaching storm. The universe expanded before us, endless yet intimate, a stage for the unfolding drama of existence. Our story was woven into its fabric, a testament to the courage and curiosity that guided our every step. Together, we faced the stars, ready to dance through the echoes of time and shape the destiny that awaited us. Part 7. The Lure of the Celestial Forge. The Emphasis Starbound Jester emerged from the temporal vortex, its hull aglow with residual energy, as if it had absorbed the whispers of time itself. Our path forward was lit by newfound knowledge, the sanctuary's revelations a guiding star. Yet the universe, vast and unpredictable, wasn't finished testing our resolve. As we recalibrated our bearings, the ship's sensors picked up an anomaly, a massive structure, cloaked in the auroras of a nearby gas giant. It was unlike anything we'd encountered, a cosmic forge of metal and light, its silhouette etched against the swirling clouds of the planet below. Marlowe's eyes widened with excitement. "Well, that's different," he muttered, already plotting a course toward the mystery. Rhea leaned over the console, her gaze fixed on the readings. "The energy output's off the charts," she noted, her voice a mixture of intrigue and caution. "This place could power 1,000 stations," I nodded, drawn to the potential and the peril. "Let's see what this forge has in store." We approached with care, the ship maneuvering through the gravitational dance of the gas giant's pull. As we closed in, the scale of the structure became apparent, its spires reaching toward the stars like the fingers of a cosmic artisan. Docking was seamless, the emphasis Starbound Jester, finding purchase amidst the latticework of the forge's architecture. The airlock opened, revealing a world of shimmering alloys and humming machinery, a cathedral of industry suspended in the void. Inside, the forge was alive with motion, automated systems crafting and refining with a precision that bordered on artistry. It was a self-sustaining engine of creation, its purpose obscured, yet unmistakable. Rhea moved ahead, her curiosity unbound. This place. It's like it's building something monumental, she speculated, eyes drinking in the sight. Marlowe trailed her, a devilish grin splitting his face. If we can harness even a fraction of this power, we could turn the tide against the Veilborne, I finished, the potential dawning on us like a nova. But as we delved deeper, the forge's systems began to respond to our presence, interfaces lighting up with a language both familiar and alien. It was an invitation, a test of intellect and intuition. Marlowe stepped forward, rolling up his sleeves with a theatrical flourish. Shall we see what secrets this place is hiding? His hands danced over the controls, and the forge responded in kind, revealing schematics and blueprints, designs for vessels and technology centuries ahead of our time. It was a treasure trove of innovation, locked behind layers of encryption. "Captain," Rhea called, her voice echoing through the chamber. "Look at this." She gestured to a projection, an image of the forge's core, a pulsating sphere of energy, its heart a fusion of science and sorcery, the lifeblood of the celestial forge. The realization hit us simultaneously. The forge wasn't just a factory, it was a crucible for potential, a beacon for creation. And at its center, the key to its secrets lay waiting. Marlowe's eyes met mine, filled with the spark of adventure. "I've cracked the initial layers," he announced. "But there's a failsafe, a Guardian protocol. I can't override it without risking a system-wide shutdown." The stakes were clear, the decision ours to make. To unlock the forge's power, we needed to confront its defenses, face the challenges it posed. "Rhea, Marlowe, are you with me?" I asked, the words a contract binding us to the path ahead. Rhea's grin was feral, a warrior's acceptance. "Wouldn't have it any other way." Marlowe nodded, his fingers flexing in anticipation. "Let's see what this Guardian considers worthy adversaries." The chamber darkened, the forge's systems aligning, preparing for the test. In the dim glow, holographic constructs emerged, forms of light and energy shifting into the shapes of challenges past and imagined. We stood side by side, determination a shared flame. As the Guardian initiated its trial, I felt an exhilarating blend of fear and excitement. This was our crucible, a test of ingenuity and resolve. The constructs moved with fluid grace, their attacks a symphony of strategy and power. Marlowe's tech expertise and Rhea's combat instincts melded seamlessly with my own, our movements a dance of survival and intellect. As the trial progressed, the Guardian's challenges intensified, pushing us to our limits and beyond. Yet with each success, the path became clearer, the forge's secrets unraveling like a tapestry of starlight. Finally, as the last construct faded, the forge's core revealed its ultimate gift, a blueprint, a ship like no other. It was a vision of elegance and power, meant to traverse the heavens and repel darkness. We stood in silence, the enormity of our achievement settling over us like stardust. The forge had deemed us worthy, its gifts now ours to wield. Back aboard the Starbound Jester, we plotted a course for the stars once more. The Veilborne were out there, their shadow a looming threat. But we were no longer just a ragtag crew of explorers and survivors. We were architects of destiny, armed with the forge's wisdom and our indomitable spirit. And as we sailed into the abyss, I knew that whatever lay ahead, we were ready to face it, together. The universe was ours to explore, our story a blazing comet across the tapestry of time. We had found our calling in the cosmic forge, and its fire would guide us to the end of the stars. Part 8. The Mirage of Aeolus. The Elysian, carrying its crew and their newfound wisdom, slipped into a region known as the Veil of Aeolus, named for the shimmering, gauzy curtains of interstellar dust that swirled through it. This expanse was both a navigator's dream and nightmare, where light played tricks and reality seemed to fluctuate with each passing moment. Beyond the prismatic dance of the veil, the crew detected a faint signal, like a distant echo calling through the layers of space. Wraith, attuned to the subtlest vibrations, identified the source, a derelict space station hidden within the shifting mists, its silhouette barely discernible against the backdrop of stars. "Bringing us closer," Leora announced, her hands steady on the controls as the Elysian glided towards the enigmatic station. As they approached, the station's full form emerged, a once majestic structure now adrift, its surface etched with the passage of time. It was a relic from an era long past, the architecture a blend of functional elegance and artistic flourish. Maeve, peering through the viewport, mused, "It looks like it belongs to a forgotten civilization. I wonder what stories it holds." Intrigued, and driven by the siren call of history, the crew prepared to board the station. The airlock engaged with a gentle hiss, and they stepped into the dimly lit corridors, the atmosphere thick with a sense of nostalgia. The station's interior was a wonder of engineering and art, a place where technology and aesthetic intertwined. Murals adorned the walls, depicting scenes of cosmic exploration and the bonds of community. Soft, melodic tones played from unseen sources, echoing through the hallways like a distant lullaby. These people valued beauty in their everyday lives, Artyom noted, his voice a reverent whisper as he traced the intricate designs with his gaze. They moved cautiously through the station, their footsteps echoing softly in the vast silence. In the heart of the structure, they discovered a grand chamber that served as both observatory and arboretum. Here, plants of 1,000 varieties thrived, tended by automated systems that continued their work long after their creators had vanished. "This place is a sanctuary," Maeve said, her eyes wide with admiration, a haven where knowledge and nature coexist. At the center of the chamber stood a large, ornate pedestal, atop which rested a crystalline sphere. As they approached, the sphere activated, projecting a holographic figure, an avatar of the station's AI, whose form shimmered like the veil itself. "Welcome, travelers," the avatar greeted, its voice a soothing harmony. "I am Astraea, caretaker of the station of Aeolus." Leora, respectful of the history and knowledge contained within, replied, "We are honored to be here, Astraea. What is this place?" "This station was once a hub of learning and exchange," Astraea explained, her holographic form swirling with the colors of the nebula outside. "A place where cultures from across the galaxy came to share knowledge and foster understanding." Wraith interfaced with Astraea, exchanging data streams that bridged the past and present. "Your systems have preserved much," Wraith observed, its tone filled with respect for the ancient construct. Astraea's projection brightened, a reflection of pride. "Though my creators have long departed, their legacy endures through the knowledge stored here." With Astraea as their guide, the crew explored the station's archives, a vast repository of wisdom and stories from countless civilizations. They encountered records of scientific achievements, philosophical treatises, and even art and music from worlds they had yet to discover. Among the relics of the past, they found a series of star maps that charted regions beyond the known galaxy, promising new horizons and uncharted realms. Artyom, examining the maps, marveled. These could lead to places untouched by time, where new possibilities await. Maeve, meanwhile, engaged in a dialogue with Astraea about the station's legacy, discovering tales of cooperation and unity that transcended the boundaries of space and time. As their exploration drew to a close, Astraea presented them with a gift. A data crystal encoded with the station's knowledge, a beacon of wisdom to guide them on their journey. "Take this as a token of the past, a bridge to the future," Astraea said, her holographic form pulsing with gratitude and hope. With the data crystal safely secured, the crew bid farewell to Astraea and the station of Aeolus, their hearts filled with the echoes of a civilization that had embraced the harmony of diversity. As they departed, the station drifted once more into the mists of the Veil, a ghostly sentinel guarding its treasures against the tides of time. Back on the Elysian, the crew reflected on their journey through the Veil of Aeolus and the rich tapestry of cultures and knowledge they had encountered. The universe, they realized, was a symphony of voices, each one contributing to the grand narrative of existence. And as they charted their course towards new frontiers, the data crystal glowed softly, a beacon of wisdom whispering promises of endless discovery, guiding them onward through the infinite expanse of the cosmos. Part 9. The Seraphic Confluence. The Elysian drifted gracefully towards the edge of a newly discovered stellar phenomenon, a convergence point known as the Seraphic Confluence. This celestial crossroads was a nexus where the energies of several star systems intermingled, creating a radiant tapestry of light and color across the cosmic stage. Drawn by the siren call of unknown energies, the crew prepared to explore this uncharted realm. The atmosphere aboard the ship was one of eager anticipation, tempered by the quiet understanding of the mysteries that lay ahead. Wraith, interfacing with the ship's sensors, reported with an undercurrent of excitement. "Captain, the energy signatures here are unlike any recorded. They resonate with harmonics that suggest the presence of dimensional rifts." Leora nodded, thoughtful. "Let's proceed cautiously. There's much to learn, but we must respect whatever forces are at play." Their approach revealed a sight of incomparable beauty, a cosmic ballet as currents of iridescent energy streamed across the fabric of space, forming patterns that shifted and danced with their own rhythm. Within this luminescent sea floated ethereal islands of crystal and light, each humming with the vibrance of life. The crew watched in awe, captivated by the elegance of the celestial dance. Maeve was particularly enchanted, her scientific curiosity sparking with the desire to understand the life forms that might inhabit such a wondrous place. As they navigated the edges of the confluence, a nearby island caught their attention, an enormous crystalline structure whose facets reflected the surrounding energy in a brilliant display of colors. With precision and care, the Elysian docked alongside the island, and the crew ventured forth onto its surface. The landscape shimmered underfoot, resonating with a gentle hum that vibrated through their bodies, a harmonious greeting from the island itself. On this island, they encountered the Seraphs, luminous beings of pure light whose forms were almost mirage-like, shifting and flowing in tandem with the energies of the confluence. The Seraphs moved with grace, their presence embodying a serene wisdom born of cosmic understanding. One of the Seraphs approached, emanating a warmth that was both welcoming and profound. "Welcome, travelers," it intoned, its voice a gentle cadence that resonated like a song in their minds. "You have arrived at the confluence of harmony, where the energies of creation coalesce." Leora, feeling the depth of the Seraph's wisdom, replied with respect. "We are honored to be here. Your realm is a testament to the beauty of the universe." "The confluence is a place of balance," the Seraph explained, its form shifting subtly with the currents. "Here, the energies of myriad realities intersect, creating a tapestry that sustains and nurtures life." As the crew explored this vibrant realm, they discovered ecosystems that thrived on the intricate balance of energies, a symbiosis of light and life, where each entity contributed to the whole. Creatures of ethereal form fluttered amongst the crystalline flora, their existence a dance of harmony within the resonant field. Maeve, delighted by the diversity of life, engaged with the seraph to understand the ecological dynamics at play. The seraph shared insights into the delicate balances that maintained the confluence, explaining the flow of energy that sustained every living thing. Artyom, fascinated by the interplay of physical laws, delved into the mechanics of the dimensional rifts. Together with Wraith, he examined the way the confluence manipulated energy, transforming it into a life-giving force. Meanwhile, Leora spent time with the Seraphs, learning about their role as stewards of this celestial crossroads. She discovered that they were guardians of balance, ensuring that the energies remained in harmony, preserving the equilibrium necessary for all forms of existence. As their visit unfolded, the Seraphs invited the crew to witness a rare event, a confluence synchronization, where the energies of the islands aligned to create a moment of perfect harmony. Gathered on a crystalline plateau overlooking the vibrant expanse, the crew watched as the confluence's energies began a graceful ballet. Streams of light wove intricate patterns across the sky, forming an ephemeral dance that resonated with the very essence of creation. In this transcendent moment, the crew felt an overwhelming sense of connection with the universe, a profound understanding of their place within the cosmic symphony. As the synchronization reached its zenith, the Seraphs offered the crew a token, a luminescent crystal, imbued with the energy of the confluence, a reminder of the harmony they had witnessed. "We gift you this shard of balance," the Seraph said, its voice a melody of gratitude and hope. "May it guide you as you journey through the stars." With hearts full and spirits enriched, the crew of the Elysian bid farewell to the Seraphs and the confluence. As the ship set sail once more, the luminescent crystal glowed with the colors of the confluence, a beacon of harmony and balance, illuminating their path through the boundless sea of stars. Part 10. The Luminous Archive. The Elysian moved gracefully from the seraphic confluence, its course set by the gentle hum of its engines, resonating in tune with the galaxy's eternal melody. With each world visited, the crew carried forward the wisdom and beauty they had encountered, bound by a shared mission to explore and understand the cosmos. Their journey brought them to a region known as the Ophidian Nebula, a swirling cloud of gas and dust that glowed with an ethereal light. Unlike any ordinary nebula, this one was alive with a mysterious luminescence that pulsed in rhythmic waves, casting shadows that danced like phantoms across the expanse of space. As they navigated through the nebula's embrace, Wraith detected a structure nested within its vibrant hues. "Captain," Wraith announced, "I'm picking up a signal from within the nebula. It appears to be an ancient repository, possibly an archive of some kind." Leora's curiosity was piqued yet again. "Set a course. Let's uncover what secrets the nebula has safeguarded." The Elysian maneuvered closer, revealing an architectural marvel, the Luminous Archive. This grand edifice was composed of towering spires and expansive domes, all constructed from a material that appeared to be living crystal. Each surface shimmered with the colors of the nebula, refracting light into a kaleidoscope of brilliance. The crew disembarked, stepping into a world where knowledge flowed like a river. The air was filled with a soft, luminescent glow, a beacon of understanding in the vastness of space. Inside, the archive was a labyrinth of corridors lined with crystalline shelves, each one containing fragments of wisdom from across the universe. Guided by the ambient light, they ventured deeper into the heart of the archive, where they encountered the archivist, a being of light and knowledge, its form shifting with the colors of the nebula. "Greetings, seekers of truth," the archivist intoned, its voice a harmonious blend of echoes. "You have found the Luminous Archive, a sanctuary where the knowledge of the ages is preserved." Maeve's eyes widened in wonder. "It's a repository of the cosmos, a place where knowledge is nurtured and shared." The archivist nodded, its luminous form shimmering with pride. Indeed. Here, the wisdom of countless civilizations is safeguarded, each piece a thread in the tapestry of existence. As the crew explored, they discovered that the archive was organized by themes: knowledge of the natural world, the mysteries of the cosmos, the philosophies of existence, and the narratives of civilizations long past. Artyom, his engineer's mind eager for discovery, delved into the section dedicated to technology, where ancient blueprints and schematics floated in holographic displays. He marveled at innovations that hinted at untapped potential, inspiring ideas that transcended time. Maeve was drawn to the biological records, where she found a wealth of information on the life forms of distant worlds. Her heart swelled with the joy of discovery as she studied the intricate details of ecosystems crafted by nature's hand. Meanwhile, Leora and Wraith engaged with the archivist, discussing the philosophies housed within the archive. They encountered teachings on unity and balance, on living in harmony with the universe and each other. As they absorbed the lessons of the archive, the crew sensed a profound connection with the beings who had walked these halls before them. Those who had contributed their knowledge to the greater good, seeking understanding above all else. During their exploration, the archivist presented them with a rare opportunity to witness the archive's core, where the luminescence of the nebula was harnessed to preserve the records. Gathering in a grand chamber at the archive's center, they beheld the core, a sphere of pure light, pulsating with the energies of the nebula. Here, knowledge was encoded in waves of luminescence, an ever-flowing river of wisdom and light. "This is the heart of the archive," the archivist explained, its voice a soothing melody. "A testament to the pursuit of knowledge, sacred in its endeavor to illuminate." Immersed in the light of the core, the crew experienced a moment of clarity, a realization of the interconnectedness of all knowledge, of the journey they were part of, and the importance of preserving the wisdom they gathered. As their time at the archive drew to a close, the archivist gifted them a shard of luminescent crystal, a token of the wisdom they had encountered. "May this light guide you on your quest, illuminating your path as you continue to seek the truth." With hearts full of newfound understanding, the crew of the Elysian took their leave, the crystal shard glowing softly in their care. As the ship set its course for the next adventure, the light of the luminous archive cast a comforting glow within, a reminder of the knowledge they were entrusted to carry forward. In the silent vastness of space, the Elysian sailed onward, guided by the gentle luminescence of wisdom, ready to embrace the mysteries that awaited them among the stars. Part 11. The Enclave of Whispers. Drifting gracefully through the cosmic currents, the Elysian approached a region known as the Whispering Veil, a mysterious cloud of interstellar matter where time and space seemed to weave a delicate tapestry of echoes and shadows. The crew had grown accustomed to wonders, yet each new journey brought with it the thrill of discovery, and the Whispering Veil promised secrets as ancient as the stars themselves. Wraith detected subtle fluctuations in the ambient energy as they entered the veil. "Captain," Wraith announced, its voice threaded with intrigue, "I am sensing a series of low-frequency vibrations ahead. It's as if the very fabric of space is resonating with an ancient sound." Leora, intrigued by the poetic nature of the observations, replied, "Let's follow the sound. There may be something extraordinary waiting for us." Guided by the echoes, the Elysian navigated the nebulous shroud, its path illuminated by the ethereal glow of the veil. As they ventured deeper, the vibrations coalesced into a harmonious melody, a hauntingly beautiful song that guided them to a hidden world. Emerging from the mist, they beheld the Enclave of Whispers, a celestial sanctuary nestled within the veil, a cluster of floating islands suspended amidst the grandeur of starlight and shadow. Each island hummed with the resonance of the cosmic melody, creating a symphony that permeated the air. The crew disembarked onto one of these enchanting islands, stepping into a landscape woven from dreams and echoes. The ground beneath them was soft and yielding, vibrating gently with the pulse of the melody. All around, crystalline structures rose like living sculptures, their surfaces shimmering with the light of the veil. It was here that they met the harmony, a race of beings as ethereal as the song itself, their forms shimmering with the colors of the veil. The harmony moved with a grace that seemed to dance with the rhythm of the universe, their voices a melodic whisper that spoke directly to the heart. One of the harmony stepped forward, its presence a symphony of light and sound. "Welcome, travelers," it sang, each word a note in the celestial harmony. "You have been drawn to the enclave by the song of the ancients, a melody that binds us all." Maeve, captivated by the music and the beauty of the harmony, responded with wonder. "Your world is like a living symphony, a place where every sound and color belongs." "Indeed," the harmony replied, its form rippling like a liquid rainbow. "The song is the voice of the cosmos, a testament to the unity of existence." As they explored the enclave, the crew discovered that the harmony communicated not just with words, but with music. Their conversations a tapestry of sound that conveyed emotions and stories with profound clarity. Artyom was fascinated by the crystalline structures, which served as amplifiers for the song, enhancing its resonance throughout the enclave. He marveled at the elegance of the design, a testament to the harmonized understanding of both harmony and architecture. Wraith, interfacing with the harmonized communication network, deciphered the subtle nuances of their language, a blend of sound and light that carried the wisdom of the ages. Leora and Maeve joined a gathering of harmony, participating in a shared experience of the song. They engaged in a symphonic dialogue, learning the stories of the enclave, from its creation to the symphony of life that thrived within its embrace. During their stay, the harmony taught them about the song's significance, a unifying force that transcended boundaries, connecting all forms of life in a harmonious dance. "The song is the essence of balance," the harmony explained. "It is the heartbeat of the universe, a reminder of the connections that bind us." In a serene clearing, the harmony invited the crew to join in a ritual of harmony, a performance where each participant contributed a unique melody to the greater composition. Gathered under the shimmering veil, they took their places in the symphony. As the music began, the crew felt their spirits lift, each note weaving a tapestry of unity and peace. The performance culminated in a crescendo of sound and light, a moment of transcendent beauty where the barriers between them dissolved, leaving only the purity of the song. As their time in the enclave drew to a close, the harmony gifted them with a crystal imbued with the essence of the song, a harmonic resonance that could guide them on their journeys. "May this crystal remind you of the unity we share," the harmony sang, their voices a harmonious blessing. With hearts full of music and connection, the crew of the Elysian departed the enclave of whispers, the crystal vibrating gently with the song as they set a course for the next adventure. In the vastness of space, the Elysians sailed onward, the melody of the song echoing in their hearts, a reminder of the unity and harmony that awaited them among the stars.